Good evening, people. You're here with the GoodFathers. Myself, Jams.
Mike's.
And I'm Key.
And today's topics we'll be talking about making money to provide and time spent with the child.
And how we can balance it. Because it's this one touches a little bit home for me, really, because I've found myself struggling with time. You know what I'm saying? What's the difference, basically? Saying, how can I spend time with my youth at the same time as earn money to provide for him? Do you know what I'm saying? Because when I'm spending time with him, it's like it's taking off my work time.
Yeah.
And do you know what I'm saying?
Vice
the difference,
versa.
vice versa. But before we go into that, I'm gonna talk about financial state before you had a youth. Then, do you get me? Because something I noticed, and I've spoke to one or two of my pals about it before, and they said the same thing. Is when they found out they was having a youth, it's like business boomed. You get me? Like there was like a mad rush of money, like not a rush of money coming, not like lump sum, but everything was going well leading up to me having the youth. You get me?
Yeah.
My pal, I can't remember what my pal called it. Some mad name, basically. When you have a kid, goodness happens. You know what I'm saying? And you
It's like the blessing door of attraction kind of thing.
The fortunes come, sort of thing. And I noticed that a lot. And then it's like when I had my youth, then it weren't so bad when I was with my baby mum. I don't mean to say in a bad way, but when I was with her, it was a case of she was at home, you get me? I could go to work whenever, and you know what I'm saying? I run my own business, so I was on top of it, you know what I'm saying? I could go there whenever I needed to, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. But then when I split up with her, it was a case of having solely care of your child and still trying to run a business.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Splitting the two is hard.
It's hard, man. So this is just conversation basically about learning how to balance the two and whether you even can balance the two and whether, you know what I'm saying, which one, if it becomes to a chance so you're having to pick, like, you know what I'm saying, what the man do sort of thing, because it comes to a point where you can't spend, like, even though obviously you would want to spend every second with you and it naturally
but financially you can't.
Naturally you can't, because if you want to provide for him and you wanted to give him the best life, you got to go to work. So it was a difficult one for me, to be fair. Do you get me? Like learning how to balance, and even to now I don't think I've got it, you know what I'm saying,
to a T,
to a T sort of thing, because I'm one of them geezers that I like my full, you know what I'm saying, like my full week. I like Monday, you get me, you get up, you start your week off, you know what I'm saying, you're on it. But when you find yourself breaking up between your kid, you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, then some weeks I got him on the weekends, so it's like, alright, then he'll go back Sunday, Monday I'll get on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then by Wednesday I got him again, you know what I mean? So then it was breaking up my week to the point where it's like, I'm finding it hard to focus, you get me? Stop, to the point where sometimes I'm thinking, hold on a minute, I know I got him Wednesday, I can't even be asked to go in for Monday and Tuesday. And vice versa, you know what I'm saying? To the point where literally, like, you can put yourself into a situation where you're not doing too well anymore. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
But this is it. It's all about the balance, though, isn't it, Carl? There's people out there where they work too much and they don't have that time spent with the child.
Yeah, and they miss out.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
All the little
and then there's the opposite where people make it. They're not spending enough time with the child, but they're making loads of dough. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's about finding the balance, man. But personally, I think time. If you're asking what's more important, I reckon it's the time spent with the child. Yeah, that's the conclusion I came to. Really, it came to a point where it's like, okay, I'm not doing as good as I was doing before I had him. Yeah. But he don't need for nothing. Yeah. I'm spending a lot more time with him, so that can only be a benefit. Because you have to remember, you know, alright. I remember, if I'm thinking back in the day when I was a youth, I remember the time spent with me rather than the materialistic things. Obviously, I remember one and two materialistic things, but it's more the time spent that I'm gonna remember. Yeah,
you know what? For me, it was opposite because I didn't know. I didn't grow up with my dad. So for me, more I can remember the one or two times he gave me something materialistically than the times we actually did spend together.
Yeah.
We never spent no time together.
Because it was like
but I can remember like when I was 5 years old, he bought me a bike. You get me? For my birthday.
Yeah.
I can remember that, you know. And then I think when I was about 9 years old, I remember I seen him at the barber's once, and he gave me £20. I can remember that.
Yeah.
But as to say like, yo, me and my dad went to the park and chilled, and me and my dad did there was none of that there. You get me? So for me, I can remember all the materialistic side.
Is it? You reckon it's because there was only a few of them, sort of thing? You know what I'm saying? So like the few times you seen your dad, it was a case of, he feels like he's got to break you off nice.
Yeah, that's
you know
what I'm saying. But I started to get older, that's what it felt like.
That's
just doing.
That's what's gonna stick in your mind, and it's
so there was nothing. But then I realized as well, like even the bike situation. You know, for like many years, you know, growing up, I used to think, as bad as my dad is, I think, you know, my man bought me a bike. I'm special, you get me? I'm special.
Yeah, of course.
And it wasn't until I was about 16, 17, I was after I met my brothers and all that, and I started speaking and I explained the bike situation to them. Their dad told me, yo, you know we all got the same bike.
We all got the same bike.
You know, we all got Apollo bikes the same time. Yeah. Around March. It was your birthday. Okay, it makes sense. You know that specialness just went out the window.
Yeah, just went bulk shopping one time.
Yeah, bro.
At least you got one of the two. I didn't get Time Wars.
It's true.
Then you got one of the two.
Some people are unfortunate to have either. You know what I'm saying?
Man's had Apollo bikes.
Remember Apollo, man? This is what I'm saying, fam. Going back years now, innit? Apollo, you get me?
There's everyone's first bike, sort of muddy fox thing. But now, serious, man, it does become a task, man. Like you know when especially when you used to not seeing certain money, but you used to, you know what I'm saying, things flowing. And then it's like, okay, then now you got to start thinking. Do you get me?
Do you just leave it to flow, or do you try and expand, or do you just sit back with you?
See, I want to touch on the topic as well. Where in my situation, I've been alright. Obviously, I haven't been with the child, more of my child. So there was a time where I had him half time during the holidays.
Yeah.
And obviously I was working at the time. I was working a full-time job, I think some warehouse. And it come to I was on agency though, and it come to the point where I had to book holiday through the agency. And obviously the holiday was coming up, and the manager at the time was like, yo, you can't have the time off. I'm saying to him, yo, it's been booked through the agency, you get what I'm trying to say to him? He's like, well, we've got an audit, everyone has to be here for the audit. But I'm saying to him, like, I've got time booked for my child and I can't change it. And he's like, well, if you don't come in for the audit, don't bother come back. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So obviously I like to think I'm a bit of an entrepreneur, if you get me. So
of course.
When he was telling me that, most people were like, I get scared and just drop the child out.
Panicking, course.
Obviously I'm not that kind of guy, so I was like, you know what? Sticky job.
Yeah.
Family comes first. It's not like I can go to the court and say, I couldn't see my son for this time because I'm at work. They're not going to listen to me. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, they don't really take that in account, do they?
And I think in the professional world, luckily I'm self-employed now, so I work on my own hours kind of thing. But there's some people that haven't got that luxury where, for example, they work the 9 to 5. All right, you probably have to pick their child up from after school club or something. You're putting dinner on the table. There's no interaction time spent. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
There's no hours.
And I think, like, people don't tend to realise they're just going about their day. But in the long run, like, see when your child gets to a certain age, like, they're able to relay this information. I remember when you went there, or this, that, and other. Like, when I was younger, I remember my sister used to work full time and all these things. So after school, sometimes I used to take myself home. You know what I'm trying to say to you? And there's a lot of children that in the same situation. It comes out. It's the balance, it's the time, or the money. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Women tend to struggle with that a lot as well, you get me? So it's like my mum, for instance, my mum just went to, you get me, she just had to go to work with 5 kids. You get me? You gotta go to work with them. So she went to work, it got come to a point where left man with bare time. Man come back from school, bro, and just, you get me? Mum's not home for a good couple 5 more hours, but Man,
do your thing, do your thing.
And that's what that breeds to other problems. You know what I'm saying? So it is a topic that,
you see. That's what I think with balance. A lot of balance plays when there's 2 of you. That's why back in the day it was bang, not banging, but you know what I'm saying. No offense to like the women and that sort of thing, but back in the day it was a case of they just
it was a case of they stayed at home and man went to work. You know what I'm saying? This is why relationships probably lasted longer. This is why everything probably seemed easier, because it was like there's a structure to it. Okay, the woman, she stays at home, the man goes out, the breadwinner, he goes to get the, you get me, he makes the money, he brings it home to the family. Do you know what I'm saying? But with modern day families, even modern day ones where people are together nowadays, there's a lot of entrepreneurial women, you get me, where they're looking to, you know what I'm saying, they're looking to do well themselves, bruv.
I think, and it's also a thing of, okay, you see, back in the day, as you were saying, the man was the breadwinner. I think a lot of women nowadays, they want to be able to show, like, we don't need the man, we can do our own thing, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we don't need you, so it's not ego. I wouldn't say it's ego, but it's a thing of proof of self-worth kind of thing. That's what I put it down to. Like, they want to be able to show that, yo, we can do it without, we don't need you kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So
this is why I say with balance, because as much as you can sit there and say that, like you said, your mum, obviously your mum had 5 kids, and I know if you had someone there with her helping her, it would have been easier. Doing it alone, it was a lot of a harder job. So as much as a lot of women and men can say, yeah, they can do it on their own, because I know there's single fathers out there as well that are doing it, and as much as say, yeah, I can do it, same time, it is much easier when you got that person there to say, all right then, even though I can't do this, I can rely on that person to be there and help back up the team, working or not. Like, I know a lot of families out there that are, say both of the parents work, but both of them they still make time for their kids, and that's because they've worked a balance in their life. As much as they're working, they've still managed to come to that agreement and like say, you know what, you do this or we do this, and we have to keep the kids happy between the two of us. Not just that the mum's keeping them happy in the day and then dad keeps them happy at night, or it's between the two of them keeping them happy. You get me? So balance helps when you've got somebody to balance with. You get me?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't be on a seesaw on your own.
It's true.
That's what it is.
I think what makes it a little bit harder is the expense of it these days, bruv. Like having a youth's expensive, bruv. All down to the point where it's like, for instance, for women, like some single mums and that, bro, it's like, if you do the maths, bro, it don't make sense to go to work sometimes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't even pay for my youth to go nursery, because I don't think I can't justify paying nearly £1,000 a month, bro, to send my youth to nursery.
And if they're sick as well, you still have to pay.
Bro, it's a mess, really. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a mess. The whole financial situation of it is all a mess, bro. Because like, I've done the maths, bro. I'm telling you, the maths don't make no sense.
It's there for you to fail, really, and it's settled for you to fail. In a way, it's settled in.
It's mental, bro. Like you said, nearly £1,000 a month, bro, on straight sending you
nursery fees
to nursery just so you can go to work.
That's not
you know what I'm saying?
Rent,
some people, like for instance, some women's jobs, they're not even covered. Like, that's not even covering that. No, the worst thing is, it's like some of these nurseries, bro. It's like, it's not even like they're worth like £1,000 a child, bro. You know how much racks the nursery sees, bro. That'd be a good business for anybody to get into, bridging. But yo, I'm telling you, I'd like to do the maths on everything, bro. I've done the maths on the whole nursery scheme, bro, and I'm telling you now, whoever owns nurseries, bro,
the caking,
they're comfortable, bro, very comfortable, because you know what I'm saying, all the toys and that are all charity toys and stuff, bro. They pay the bills for the building, and then they're hiring like apprentices, so they don't have to pay full wage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all just a mad thing, bro. So
this is why
that don't help the fact. You know what I'm saying? When you're thinking, hold on, all right, I got to see £1,000 for my youth to go to nursery. All his other activities, he plays football, he does this, he does that. Plus, man grew up without, so man like to give. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like, but I like to just buy my youth shit, bro, that I couldn't get. You know what I'm saying? So then that adds on more stress to you, and it's like, okay, now we're getting to a point where we need to make money, and then it's like, hold on, shit, I haven't seen my youth for how long? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like getting him into the state of seeing you, and then, oh no, daddy's not been around for ages.
But then without you working and putting them shifts in, you wouldn't be buying yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You wanna know what sounds mad though? This is about working and all that, because one thing with balancing, it depends on your situation. Like, I know people that, for them, their life is more balanced not working and being on benefits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was trying to say.
Trying to provide for their child. Like, you know, like, obviously a friend of mine, he used to work and he was paying CSA as well at the time, you get me?
Yeah.
Plus his rent, you know, plus his bills on top of that.
Yeah,
he was I think he was earning like 1,800 a month.
Sometimes
and
it don't make
1,600
sense.
of that is going straight out. Like instantly. So
sometimes it don't make sense.
It don't make sense. He lost his job in the end.
It makes more sense to be on benefits.
Yeah.
Even though it sounds bad to say.
That's what happened to him. He lost his job and he went on benefits, and because of that, obviously they started paying his housing, his rent and all that and what's not, and his bills. So the money that he was getting on each side, I think he said he ended up being, if he was still working, he would have been £200 a month worse off. And now he's gone on the benefits. He's £500 better.
It's almost like it's designed that
way.
Of
course it is, man. It's designed. It's not designed to help. It's not.
Again,
it's mad.
Like you were saying earlier, if a single parent who has got 2 and 3 kids has to pay $1,000 a month for just one child to go to nursery, and you're earning your salary is just about over $1,000 a month. Like, come on, you're not gonna put yourself in a position to say, you know what, I'm gonna kill myself when I know I can just turn to the benefits and make them pay for something quickly. Not to say it's an easy option, but it's certain option people have to live with because that's what they've got in it. Their balance is having benefits to pay their things so they can go and take care of their kids. They can spend that more time to relax and make sure their youths have got what they need now because things are getting done for free, the benefits. But it's a mad situation, but it's just what your situation is, isn't it?
Yeah. But so, see, I think of it like this, as you were saying, like, see, back in the day, the mother was at home, you know what I'm trying to say, so, and the father was the one who was the breadwinner, we touched on that. But, okay, and this is why I think, like, the youths of today are so bad, and I'm going to link it, because, for example, as we were saying, the mum's at home all the time, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? So, the father's doing the being the breadwinner, etc., etc. The mother's always there to keep eyes on what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas in this day and age, the mum's at work, the dad's at work, the youth's going home. As I said, there's no eyes to watch as to what's going on, so you can run havoc. You get me? You can do as to what he pleases or she pleases. So once again, you touch on what would you rather, the time or the money spent.
And if you're saying that, it's like we're gonna have to go backwards in time and just to try and get, just try and make it get balanced, and that's not what we're trying to do moving forward. Innit? You don't want to bring certain things like there's tradition from back in the day. You want to bring back that's an old school thing.
Old,
now,
of course.
It's
at the point now where it's like, as you said, we're like yourself and myself. We're entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? We're entrepreneurs, so we're more on working for ourselves and starting businesses and whatnot, sort of thing. So it comes to the point where even working for yourself, it helps because, as you said, you can be in control of when you're free and when you're not free, but you can also get very complacent, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, I'm spending, you know what I'm saying, we go in zoo today, we go in safari park tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, it's like, hold on a minute, I haven't been to work for a week, you know what I'm saying? So as an entrepreneur, it's like, you've got to learn then that sometimes you might have to, you know what I'm saying, instead of working for yourself, starting a business, you know what I'm saying? As you know, the difference between self-employed and owning a business, you know what I'm saying? So your time ain't fully in there, you know what I'm saying? You've just set it up, boom, boom, boom. But obviously that's easy to say, like, as I said, for someone like us, but certain people don't have that luxury to know, you know what I'm saying? Certain people are in that state of mind where it's like, you get up, you go to work. And I don't know whether that works better, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you know you've got to get up for work at 9, you come back for 5, you know what I'm saying? It's more
routine, innit? It's a structured routine.
Yeah. So,
but what do you think about, say, like couples that have like full-time jobs, like 50 hours plus a week each, and they're having to pay? They're obviously paying this £1,000 to the nursery, so they can have their kid in nursery while they're both working full time, and their kids, they're doing it for their kid, obviously.
Yeah.
Their kids not seeing them because they have to work full time every day.
Yeah, that's
so. Is it like
do
you have them in nursery and not see them, or
do you not provide? Not
you're doing it for them, really.
Yeah.
But it's like
this
is why I say the system's not designed to help.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because once again, you have to find. It's like they're using the child as a pawn kind of thing. So, alright, so what are you going to do? You're gonna spend the time and not have the money, or you're gonna have the money and not spend the time kind of thing. So it's like one or the other. You can't have both.
It's sacrifices, isn't it? It's what you're willing to sacrifice with it. If you know safe, then all right, you've got a plan. You've laid out a plan that in a year's time, your business is going to be doing profit where you don't even need to be in there as much in it.
Yeah.
So, but if it takes 6 months out of your time now to get it to where it needs to be, you need to make that sacrifice and say, all right, for 6 months, I'm not going to be able to spend as much. I'm still going to be there, but not as much. But after that 6 months there, that's all my time there, and you need to be able to just say sacrificing it, as bad as it is, to take away 6 months of time from you. In the long run, you got a picture of what you're trying to come out with, innit?
See, but that's another thing as well. That's where you have to have the understanding of the partner. Do you understand? For example, some people will not be on you absconding for 6 months and you grafting for 6 months and coming around. Like some people
you're doing it for them.
Like I'm telling, like I said, bro, it touches home to me because I feel like you know what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like I have my youth so much, bro. Like I said, I need time to just focus on things. But it's like, sometimes I feel to just ring my baby mum up and just say, I'm going MIA. You know what I'm saying? Like for a good 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mean to be you know what I'm saying? Like be a little shit and like, you know what I'm saying? And then be dragged into the boom. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna be the man you're chatting about. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a hard one thinking, to ring up say, 6 months and that I'm a bit gone, you know what I'm saying? I'm a bit gone, man. But then, you know what I'm saying? So it is mental, bruv. It is a mental thing.
It's mental there, and it's your mental health. That's what you gotta think about. You ain't gonna sit down and do something that's gonna put your health at jeopardy. Even if it is meaning, I gotta take 3 days out from a child because I've just spent the past 6 weeks with them every day doing this, doing that, and I haven't done nothing. I ain't worked, so maybe now for 2 days I do need a break for a minute just to get myself back to myself, and then I can refocus again and do that. Like. Again, it's sacrifice and knowing when to say all right. Souls. As much as I love my son,
over time, I suppose it's a bit easier as well, isn't it? Like as you're growing into being a parent.
So as they get older as well, as the child gets older, I think.
Yeah, because obviously when they go into like school and that, you get a lot more time anyway. You get a 9 to 3. For free, you get what I'm saying? No, like,
but you see the thing is that 9 to 3, like you're rush, getting everything in.
Yeah, but that's that 9 to 3 is a good couple hours done. Trust me, I'm telling you.
Half 2 comes, you look at the time.
You gotta run. I hope you're on the other side of the Brum when that happens.
Nah, serious.
Too many times I've been in that situation. So
you see me personally though, like going off how I was brought up. Obviously, my mum was always working. She was always working. Same. So obviously, then she passed away. So it's a thing of in the grand mist of things. I think it has to be time. Like that has to be the winner because at the end of the day, you could be working for a job, killing yourself for a job, and your job could one day say, we don't need you no more. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Whereas you it's always going to be you. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So I ain't trying to make anyone lose their job or not. But
memories of
the time that's most important,
especially if you're only making money to just you get me buy you like a Gucci. Then it's do you know what I'm saying? Then obviously you're gonna pick time. You get me more time. But yeah, it is about finding the balance, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So
it's what works for you, or it's for you in your situation.
It's one of them personal things, isn't it? So whatever works for you, man. But you gotta try and like.
You have to try at least.
Clock it from early though, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't wait until you're like, he's like 3-4 to start thinking. Okay, boom, now. I need to, you know what I'm saying? From early, just a little bit of advice to anybody who's watching it who's got a new kid. Try and get it from early. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you got things in place, basically.
That's it.
You got any advice for anybody?
You know what?
Based on the topic?
It's the same, isn't it? This just, if you are, like I said, if you are thinking about doing things, just plan it ahead of the time, because you don't want it to come now and then you're flapping around trying to balance time there, and then you get me just... Try and make the space there in between before you get to it.
See, what I would say is time is important, man. Time spent with the child is important. And another thing as well, I think what's making me so understand that is me not seeing my oldest child. You got to say to understand that time, time missed is like, it's important, bro.
Yeah, of course.
It's important still.
we understand that. But then, like this, then if we weren't working, or if we weren't doing what you do to earn, then you wouldn't be able to go back to court to fight the battle.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's one of them. Like, we're both in the same situation. Say, we ain't seen our son now for how long? But then it's like, if I just sit back and say, right, I'm not doing that, I'm not working, I'm not earning that, and I'm not going to try doing that about it, how am I going to have to go back to court and then fight my case again without a lawyer there, without certain representatives there to say this? You need to be able to, as much as we've missed them, we still need to be able to say, all right, we've got to get up and fight today, because if we don't, they're using my gun forever. Then they're going to turn around and think, my dad was never there for me.
And he was a bum.
Obviously, we know that's not what we are, innit? We're not them people, so it's mad. That's what
so just to wrap it up then, you'd say, a little bit of advice, time is more important, for one. And for two, the earlier you get your shit patterned, basically, the easier it's going to be for you.
Serious thing.
Balance. Like the man said earlier. Balance. You see me? None of this to the left or to the right. Balance. You see me?
But see, another reason why I don't agree with the CSA is because, as once again, they don't go off what the child needs, the amount of what the child needs, they go off what you're earning. So say for instance you're earning big dough now. It's like I get big dough now, so we're gonna take more off you. You know what I'm trying to say to you? As well as you paying tax and all these other things.
There's no looking about the situation.
This why it's a bonkers one, and this why it's a bonkers one. This is why, as men and women, none of us should let it get there, because we don't have to let it get there. For instance, if I'm seeing big dough, naturally my youth is supposed to be good.
For real.